Hi, it's Friday, December 4th. I'm Chris Turner, and this is Tesla 411. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Today was a big day. Goldman Sachs upgraded their price target and their buy rating, actually from neutral to buy, and from 440 to 780. That is huge. Most analysts it seems like they always are below, and then they see the price go up, and then they upgrade their price rating, then it goes up, and they've never really jumped ahead. There's been a few people. ARK Invest, obviously, they're a step ahead of everybody. But yeah, for Goldman Sachs to do that is huge. And I guess the reasoning behind it was that they see EV cars accelerating and being adopted by more consumers faster than they expected. This is pretty obvious when you look at certain companies like Tesla stock price, and also all the other EV companies that are coming up in China, as well as some of the conventional car makers here in the US that are starting. They're never going to catch up to Tesla, but they are starting to do that. Um, and another thing that was funny is they talked about their they see Tesla making I think it was 1 million cars by 2023 or 2024, something like that. I see that happening next year. I think that they're set to do 500,000 this year. By next year, they should be at 1 million, because right now they're just out of Fremont and Shanghai, which isn't fully ramped yet. I think they're getting close. Next year it's going to be ramped for sure, but that's like 1 3/4 facilities, and then next year they'll have four with Berlin and Austin. So for them to think that, I think their projection for next year was like 700,000. I see it as at least 1 million, if not two, for 2021. That just makes a lot more sense. The S&P 500 inclusion is coming up. That's on December 21st. I think some of the ETFs are starting to buy in early, but there's still people shorting Tesla. It's up and down, up and down. I think that within the next 2-3 days, it's going to start leveling out. As those ETFs buy, it's going to rise. And then the S&P committee did decide and include them on one single day. There was talk about doing it over 2 different quarters or doing it over 2 different weeks, so it wasn't such a big deal. There's never been a company as big as Tesla ever added straight into the S&P. So it's a big deal. I mean, in so many different ways. But with that happening, I think what's going to actually happen, it's going to go up, and it's going to continue to go up, probably in the 650 range up until the S&P inclusion. Then it's going to drop a little bit. There are some short sellers and also some people buying in just until then to make a little bit of money, which is basically gambling. I used to buy Tesla, sell Tesla, buy, sell, buy, sell. And I made money, but I realized that if I would have just bought it in the beginning and held it, it would have been a huge difference. So now I buy and I hold. I don't plan on selling it for at least 5 years, probably more like 10 or 15. I don't see it going down ever. And I think a lot of the reason that people look at it as, oh, they're not going to make it, and they're just a car company, and analysts will put their price target based on Tesla being an auto company, right? And they're not. They innovate everything. They had used their full self-driving chip through NVIDIA and found that wasn't safe enough. So they got rid of them, made their own chip that would be safer, and just basically integrated it into their own company. So now they're a chip maker. And, batteries weren't up to par. They didn't have the mileage or the recycle times. So Tesla made their own. I mean, beginning with the 18650, and then it was a 2170, I think. And even now with the bigger battery, it's crazy to think that, and the 3680 is, I think, 70% cheaper for them to make. And I mean that there's so many different reasons. On top of that, the robotaxi, full self-driving, they're solar, they're going to be an insurance company, and and a battery company. So you put all that together, but all these analysts are just looking at Tesla's an auto company. They're not. They can't be worth that much. They're going to be. Oh, and full disclosure, I am not licensed in any way, shape, or form to give you financial advice. So pretty much don't listen to me. This is for entertainment purposes only. Um, but yeah, I don't, I'm glad that the price target has gone up. I think that's going to help out. Everyone else is going to follow. But I just don't get, for the most part, why most analysts are just so bearish on Tesla that they will not give them a price that they deserve. They think that they're still not going to make it, and being put in the S&P, that means they made it. You don't just join the S&P because you might make it. Tesla has been profitable now for 5 quarters, and they probably could have done it earlier, but they took the time to really ramp up everything, have a full plan, and run by Elon Musk. I mean, you got one of the smartest people in our generation running a company of innovation, and not only that company, the Boring Company. You have SpaceX, you have NeuroNet. I mean, it's just everything that he touches, it turns to gold. It really does. So, and this is the first episode. I so it's a little glitchy. I just set up everything, but I've been doing my own research on Tesla as well as watching other people on YouTube, and I just thought for how much research that I do and for how much Tesla stock I own, it makes sense to project that to other people. Basically, what I think compared to what everybody else. There's a lot of YouTubers that say one thing or another thing, but I will be giving my views, and with all the updates, with any news, basically on Tesla, Elon Musk. I might touch a little bit on SpaceX, but I will be here, and I will get you that information as quick as I can. All right, until then, see ya.